Um, at 10:53, I believe they said he started his execution. At 11:08, they pronounced him dead. It's a sad reality. It's the truth. Not only America, the entire world was watching. They had people fly over from France fighting on the man's behalf. They're protesting in Berlin. In Georgia, in places like that, it is what it is. Hey, like one of the men said, he said, make sure that you don't buy any pecans, any peaches, anything you can do to not support the state of Georgia. Don't do it. I can't argue. Shit, state of Georgia, you see what they'll do to you. And instead of having to prove that he was guilty without doubt, the state left the burden on him to prove that he was innocent beyond any doubt. And then they got like DNA and kind of evidence that proves that it wasn't him, or they have DNA saying it's another person. Then they got, you know, the witnesses, 7 out of 9 or 7 out of 10. I think it's 7 out of 9 witnesses. Last insider left a statement of 7 out of 9 witnesses. So that's more than 70%. I was wrong. Recanted their statement under oath, and it wasn't good enough. You're in southern Georgia. You're in the most racist of the racist areas, and apparently the victim's family and the dead officer smiled as they left the execution chambers. Sick bastards. And apparently he made his last statement stating that he hopes that we continue to seek the truth so that justice can be served in some form or fashion. I agree. I think that an investigation of anybody, if you got the money to push into it, if you got the connections, whatever, if it can be further investigated, please, people, continue to investigate. Don't be surprised if it was probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they say, oh gosh, it was a relative that killed him, or it was a fellow police officer that killed him, or something like that. And they just said, this guy's going to take the fall, and they couldn't wait to see him get executed. So they think, case closed. Apparently, America works in mysterious ways. Maybe not so mysterious. Kind of blatantly disgusting and obvious, but it is what it is. Shit sure as hell don't make me feel safe, I'll tell you that much. Justice system. Well, my prayers go out to the Davis family. The officer that died, my prayers go out to his family too, Personally, if I was his family, I'd want them to prove without a shadow of a doubt this is the guy that did it. You know what I mean? Like, I'd want to be convinced thoroughly along with the evidence to convince millions of others to say this is the guy that did it. So then I could feel like some kind of justice was served. But like Benjamin Todd Jellis said, the new president of the NAACP, he said, if everyone does an eye for an eye, it's just going to be a world full of blind people. There's got to be a better way. And personally, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he's probably innocent. But even without my feeling of him being innocent, just the fact that you should want justice to be justice, you want to prove that people are guilty. Like, matter of fact, recently, when I went to court, I got found guilty of I forgot what the name of it is called, some nonsense. An officer lied and said I was like being belligerent and like obstructing justice or something like that while he was making an arrest. And I was acting like in a threatening manner when actually I was just driving a taxi. And I told him that I'd be willing to take the guy wherever he needed to go. I didn't think the guy had actually committed any crimes. And so the guy got me for some kind of nonsense. And when I went to court, the judge didn't like the fact that I smile. I smile when I get nervous. She didn't like my smile. So she said, oh, I don't like your attitude. You're in here, you're wasting people's time. I'm like, I'm wasting people's time. Like, I didn't ask to come to court. What the fucking thing I want to be here for? And she decided to say, you know what? Didn't even let me tell the story. She said, you're guilty. And it almost got me for contempt of court when I was about to make a statement afterward. So, here is the U.S. judicial system. Cheers to the bullshit.